Hi guys, Alfie Noda here, aka the Flying Bodybuilder. It's been a while since I made a video, and I've wanted to. Lots of stuff has been going on, and I've just seen a lot of changes in the fitness world and the bodybuilding world, and it's freaking me out. The amount of changes there are, and the world we live in, etc. Just like to start by saying that I am an international airline steward, and I am also a competitive bodybuilder. I've been competing now since 1984. I haven't been flying since 1984, I've been competing since 1984. I started my flying career 28 years ago. Okay, now flying in an aircraft encapsulated in a 747 jet, for example, for 12 hours, say a run from London to Japan, takes roughly 12 hours. Now you imagine what the body goes through. Okay, now apart from that, I bodybuild, so I push my body to the limits, both in the air and on the ground, and it's really tough. Now the reason why I'm saying this is because I want people to understand that, you know, when you put your body through that amount of pressure and stress, it has this negative impact, and I've had some very bad issues. I've had lumps taken out of my chest. I've had a major back operation, 4 titanium bolts from a sacroiliac joint. I've had a testicle removed. I mean, I'm quite open about it, you know, and everything has been related to lifting weights and bodybuilding, and the love that I have for bodybuilding, which in my opinion is an art form. Okay, and people say, why do you put on briefs, and why do you prance around on a stage and do a posing routine, and and shave your body and put tanning lotion on and put oil on? I do it because I love it, because it fulfills me. It is a living sculpture. You're on the stage, you've developed your physique, you've chiseled down your physique, you've got on a strict diet regime, and you've created this art form, and it's there to be judged, just as if you were going to the National Art Gallery in London or the El Prado in Madrid, and you're looking at a painting, you're admiring the work of art and the hours spent trying to create this work of art. And we are, for me, in my opinion, living forms of art. Anyway, take that aside. I just wanted to load this first video because it's really tough. And for you guys out there that complain about the stresses of life, etc., I can't train this, I have no excuse. You have no excuses. I have no excuse. You have no excuses. Because at the end of the day, if you get your backside off those couches and you stop doing what you shouldn't be doing, like drinking heavily, smoking heavily, eating too much sugar, eating too much salt, not having a balanced diet, not exercising, then your life will be fulfilled to a degree. Now, I'm not saying that bodybuilding isn't healthy. There are sides of bodybuilding that are very unhealthy, and we know when I'm referring to the anabolic side, the androgenic side, the sides of the stigma that goes with the drugs involved, etc. Of course there are drugs involved. There are drugs involved in every single sport, if we're going to be honest about it. And it's now all coming to fruition. All the dust is being swept out of underneath the carpet, and the truth is coming out. And when you get to certain levels in the sport, or in an art form, as I call bodybuilding, you have to push your body beyond its limits to achieve the goal that you want to achieve. That doesn't justify it. It's just basically the way it is. Okay, and the bottom line is you choose whether you want to go down that road. You choose whether you want to train. You choose whether you want to take drugs. You choose whatever path you choose in life. You yourself choose it. And I've chosen bodybuilding. Now, many times I've said in the last few years that I was retiring, and it's very tough to retire and leave something that fulfills you so much, that fills you up with adrenaline, with endorphin, with I just feel fantastic when I train. When I'm stressed, I go to the gym. I get all the stress out. All that cortisol gets eaten up, and all that endorphin kicks in, and I feel fantastic. And obviously, it's not conducive to family life. No one said it was, and I've paid the price. I've been through a divorce. I've been through a number of problems with the family, and currently I just went through a bit of an issue with my lovely girlfriend. But I think we've come to the conclusion that she understands that it's me. I need to train, and I need to have a focus, and I need to have, her answer is, well, Price, focus yourself on something else. Yeah, I want to, and I will. But I personally need closure, and with my 54 years that I have, I think it's down to me to decide whether I should or whether I shouldn't retire. And people are sick and tired of me saying that I will retire, but I will this year, hopefully. I hope he says hopefully. Of course I will. I'm now plagued with an injury, okay? The injury is in here. There are 4 heads to the shoulder, rotator cuff is playing up, and I think I've got acute tendonitis. I don't think I've torn anything, because I've got lots of movements, but when I press and I stretch, I can feel it, What do? I take paracetamol to cure the pain. Great. Is that a good idea? Not really. Not really. It's not a good idea, but I do it because I'm aiming to compete in the World Championships this year in Romania, and I hope to get under 80 kilos, which is what my fighting weight is. In the last couple of years, I've come 7th twice, my lucky number, and I've weighed 81 kilos the first year and 83 kilos the second. At the moment, I'm just about a month before I start my diet, and then I'll be dieting right through to November, and hopefully I should be on track. I'll be up in the cardio, I'll be up in the proteins. Yes, I'll be taking androgens, of course, because I only take androgens when I compete. And another thing for you guys out there who like to slag off and slate people that take anabolic steroids, okay, I don't condone them at all. I don't advocate it. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician. I do it for me. Now, in our competition, it's a level playing field, okay? Everybody takes the gear, all right? Now, there's taking the gear and there's taking the gear, okay? There's playing with your body's chemistry, and there's fucking around with your body's chemistry. Pardon the swearing word, but it's true. Now, when a man hits 40, and this is just a generalization, you can read up in Google about it if you want to know, okay? When a man hits 40, his testosterone levels start to drop. 45 drop even more, get to 50, they really do drop. And all I do is just take enough testosterone to put it back to its normal level, more or less. I feel great, makes me feel young, makes me feel virile. The receptor sites kick in, and with a decent diet, I pack on a bit of muscle, not too much. I don't want to, I'm not going to be a freak like some of these freak bodybuilders that are out there. They want to be like that. That's great. I mean, I love watching them, and I support the sports or the art form, but I wouldn't want to be as big as those guys. Okay. There's a lot of people forget. You can say, oh yeah, he takes steroids, but they don't realise the commitment, the strife, the dangers that are involved when you take androgens. I mean, you're screwing around with your body's chemistry, so you are literally risking your health. Okay, is that a stupid thing to do? Of course. Well, I think it's stupid to get in the Formula 1 car and drive at 250 miles per hour and crash in the corner at Brands Hatch. Each to their own. And that's the risk you take. So there's a risk in everything. And fundamentally, the most important thing is that you cannot have a bodybuilder's physique, okay, without having good genetics. There's no point in taking the gear and competing if you don't have good genetics. If you don't have good genetics, and I mean a well-balanced body, symmetrical, good legs, good back, good chest, good body parts combined into one body. If you don't have that, then you're not going to get anywhere. Otherwise, you'll have bodybuilders walking all over the place. You can have a good physique. Oh, no two ways about it. And another thing, you don't need to take anabolics to have a good physique. You can have a good physique on a strict diet. You really can. Depends what you want, But we're talking about bodybuilding terms here, okay? And a little bit of testosterone does amount of my age a lot of good, okay? It's called HRT, hormone replacement therapy, okay? And take it as you will, but that's why I do it, and I feel great. Now, will I do it for the rest of my life? I very much doubt it, but it does help me. It helps me psychologically, physically, and I feel great. Keeps my wife to be happy. We won't go into that department. You can use your imagination, and yeah, everything's cool. The only problem is it's very stressful on, training, dieting, bodybuilding competitions are very stressful, especially when you fly. When you fly in an aircraft and you're 5.5 miles in the air and you're encapsulated in a cabin that's getting its air circulated and pumped in and out, full of germs and all sorts of stuff. It affects it, but full of radiation as well. It affects the body. And apart from that, you know, I can go to New York. The other day I went to New York, I landed, I was tired, I was jet lagged, just 5 hours behind, had a bite to eat, had a shower, went to bed, got up first thing in the morning, trained on an empty stomach so I can use the fat resources of my body to burn, okay, burn the calories, etc., and use my fat stores as energy, okay. It's tough. And then a few hours later you eat, and then a few hours later you shower, and a few hours later you go on the aircraft, you get back in, full aircraft, 747, back to London full of very demanding customers from all over the world. Okay, so you can imagine it's a tough job, physically draining. All right. Now, why am I telling you all of this? I'm telling you this because there is no excuse. I'll go back to that phrase, there is no excuse. People say to me, how do you manage to maintain your physique? How do you manage to train? How do you manage to compete and manage to fly, have a family life, a normal life? How do you manage to do it, Alfie? Well, it's easy. It's very easy. The love of the sport, for one, pride in myself, the determination to keep in good shape for the rest of my life, focus, positive mindset more than anything else. If you don't have a positive mindset, guys, you might as well forget everything, because in life, for me, you have to have a positive mindset completely. Let me just finish up with this, okay? Positive mindset. 2 weeks ago, I was depressed, really depressed. I don't know what was wrong with me. My head was screwed up. I was spinning around. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to train. Didn't want to do anything. I spoke to her, what the hell's going on here? And that's the reason why I'm competing again, because she noticed in me, and I'm not saying that the bodybuilding is the reason why I was depressed. It just contributed to it, okay? I thought to myself, and we all pass through this in our lives, moments of depression. I guess it's depression. I just went through a bit of I went over to the dark side. Let's use that analogy. I went over to the dark side. And I thought to myself, no, something's not quite right. I don't have the energy. Maybe it's because I was just jet lagged, physically knackered. I've got no idea. It could be that. I've been flying 28 years, so my body's got to be tired, you know. Sometimes my body is in Tokyo and my brain's in New York and I feel shattered. And then in between you have to have a family life. You know, you get your missus here and your children here and the bills and normal life and everything encompassed into 2 or 3 days, and then you fly off again. It's tough. And while you're doing all of that, you're training. And the only thing for me that keeps me here above sea level is training. It makes me feel great, and that's why I've done it for so many years, okay? But it's in here. Everything starts in here, okay, guys? All you young fellas out there, just starting a bodybuilding career, okay, that spend more time on your phones, taking photographs of yourselves, Instagramming, Facebooking, all this social networking is great, but if you want to train hard, okay, you've got to go old school. Everything's old school. None of this rubbish taking 15 million photographs and becoming flat. It's true, because I've been listening to a few of the pros on YouTube, and I tell you something, they're dead right. They're dead right. There's a lot of guys out there making money, which is great. Make as much money as you like. But don't profess to be, you know, hardcore, old school bodybuilders while you're social networking. Anyway, who am I? Who am I to have a go at you guys? Do whatever you want. It's your life. You want to do it. And if you're milking it, good for you. That's not my point. The point I'm trying to make is just, you know, don't sell yourself as a hardcore bodybuilder and competitor. If you know, it's a controversial subject, that, because I don't want to put anybody down. I'm not that type of person. You do what you want to do. But I don't consider it old school hardcore bodybuilding, in my opinion, okay? Can't stand social networking, but unfortunately, you have to get on the bandwagon and follow everyone and just, you know, otherwise you don't get, that's the reason why I don't upload very much, because, you know, I just want to go to the gym and train and do what I have to do. But anyway, guys, have a positive mindset, enjoy your life. We live in a horrible world. I'm going to say this on every single video that I upload. We live in a terrible world at the moment. It's falling apart at the seams. Learn to love each other. Please love each other. It doesn't matter whether you're pink, blue, black, white, Christian, Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist. I don't give a fuck what you are. Just be nice. Be respectful. Train hard. Look after your family. Take care of your friends. Take care of your children. Love one another. Take care of this. Eat well. Sleep, train and be happy.